Hey guys, welcome to the weekly edition of the Team Solidarity podcast, featuring myself, Artie, M2, and a weekly guest this week is Silent Rain.
Yo!
What's good, man?
It's going good, actually. Glad to be here. I actually just came from repairing my tires for my car, and I was like, well, I can't go to work now because it's just way too late. And I was like, can I come over? And he's like, yeah.
I try to send as little information through text messages as possible so that like people call me or like try and like talk to me in real life.
But you thought I was coming tomorrow.
I fucked up. I thought you were coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we are. This is the first edition of the podcast using my brand new condenser studio microphone.
Yeet.
And
now you can hear the full density of the yeet.
The entire
coming
breadth
out of our
of the
mouth.
The depth of the...
Yeah. So this podcast is,
anyway,
as of yet unnamed. We're going to be focusing on Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on the competitive scene for that game, as well as tips for improvement in that game, mindset, technical skill, as well as tournament review, and just really all things related to the competitive scene for that game.
Yep.
This particular podcast is the general theme is the year in review. We're recording this on January 7th in the year 2018. 2017 was an amazing year for Super Smash Brothers and esports, and we're going to be reviewing it here in general. But first, we're going to go through each of our weeks, and I'm going to go ahead and start with our guest, Jason.
Hey!
So, Chasen, if you guys don't know, is #1 PR in Oregon, steadily improving, especially in the last year, has jumped all the way from no PR to PR #1. Very impressive. But beyond that, he's currently kind of like, I don't know, he was like the first big member that Team Solidarity ever had, and he's looking to be the best in the Pacific Northwest in this year, 2018. So, Chasen, how's it going, man?
It's going good. Thanks for having me. I kind of invited myself here, but yeah.
It worked out in the end.
Yeet.
That's how it goes usually.
How was your week? You said you had trouble with your car earlier, right?
Yeah. So usually I go to work at 10 o'clock, and I came outside and my tires were just flat, like completely flat. Like it was like the front left tire, and I was like, well, I can't go to work now. And so I had to call them saying, like, I'm going to be late, and they're just like, just take the day off. I'm like, oh, sweet.
That's so nice. Okay, I didn't know
That's why
that.
you're able to come here today.
Yeah, that's why I was able to come here today.
That's awesome.
So, got repaired, and I was like, I got nothing else to do. Yo, Cannon. Can I come?
Can I come over?
Yeah.
And I said yes.
Even though
Yes,
you
he
thought
did.
you meant tomorrow.
Which I don't know why you thought it was tomorrow.
You had a nice little trip to California earlier.
Yes, I did. Traveled pretty much all over the southern parts of California. Didn't attend any of the tournaments because I was pretty much busy hanging out with family because it was Christmas time.
It is the holidays, yeah.
So,
No excuses. I'm just kidding.
oh my God.
You're slacking.
Man, dude. So, I went to San Diego, then I went to Long Beach, Huntington Beach, then back to Long Beach, then to San Diego, then back to Long Beach, then to Huntington, then I went to Tijuana.
Good Lord.
Oh, I'm not done yet. So, then I went to Long Beach, then to San Diego, back to Long Beach, to Huntington, then went to Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, I went.
Hello?
This is a drive. Warn you.
So you
it's a drive.
drove from Cali to Phoenix?
Yes. And then after that, I went to Scottsdale. Then went back to Phoenix, to Scottsdale, and then drove all the way back to LA to go to the airport. And
What time did you leave Phoenix?
10:30 at night. So we were driving to the airport at like 4:30 in the morning.
How are you not dead right now?
I don't know. I stayed up almost all day that same day when we got home.
Yeah, I hung out with you a little bit after that day, and I was like, "Are you okay, man?"
Yeah, I was still kicking your butt in Smash Bros. too.
You know.
Okay, you gotta bring that up, I guess.
You know what? I'm glad that was mentioned because now it's gonna be archived.
Now it is archived.
When I kick your butt in the next few months, we'll look back at this.
You're gonna be like, remember that
I'll look
time
back at
when
this.
you said that you kicked my butt.
Exactly.
Jason Callahan. Be
Exactly.
like, look at me now.
Exactly.
Oh, look at me now.
I'll keep this on record.
We're not singing that song, but yes.
I'm just referencing.
That Chris Brown song's terrible. Anyway, moving on.
Here we go into the week of M2.
Oh, what's good, fam? So I Smash related. Oh, let me just start off with non-Smash related. I signed up for classes for my spring term, 2018 spring term for grad school, and I got that all situated. And then Smash related, I have just been prepping for a couple tournaments coming up to start off the 2018 year. Hung out at some friends' places. I don't know if you guys know Slokey. Jason and I hung out with him for a little bit. We practiced some. And then overall, I mean, just getting ready for those 2 tournaments, man.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's basically me as well. Maybe a little bit less practice because I got work and stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to, and a little bit less practice in general because I'm focusing more on the media creation side of things for those tournaments. But I am extremely excited. Team Solidarity is going to have a great showing at both those tournaments. And it's you guys can look forward to videos on each of those events individually, as well as videos perhaps more frequently than normal while those are happening because we're going to be getting so much stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that. Super excited for that.
I also do have a plan to probably have a podcast at Emerald City that we can talk about the tournament like the day after or the day of. And
a podcast talking about Emerald.
Yeah, just kind of like maybe a tournament review or something like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so, but other than that, my week has been mostly me trying to figure out finances for how I'm going to continue living while simultaneously buying equipment and traveling to 3 different tournaments in the next month. So, we'll see.
Yo.
It's on.
It's on. It is absolutely on.
The grind continues.
Yeah. The week can really be surmised that the grind continues.
Yeah.
And that will be every week until I'm good.
Let's go.
Anyway, so week's over, but now we have Dojo to look forward to, as well as upcoming tournaments, Emerald City 6 and Genesis.
Mm-hmm. The
So-
more well-known Genesis 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
S tier, I believe, right?
S tier.
Gotta be S tier,
For sure.
right?
For
One of the few
It's like
titans.
it's at the beginning of the year, 6 months after Evo.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big.
Kicks off for the new PGR season. So
It's 30% down in attendance from last year, but I think that's to be expected. The growth of Smash 4 in 2017 was enormous, and it's kind of leveling out now.
Yeah, toward the end of 2017, it definitely started to stagnate a little bit. But with that said, there isn't any decline.
See, I feel
by
like
any
the
means.
stagnate's the wrong word because I feel like that it means like there's a decline
Like an
in
ending
interest.
to it, yeah.
Rather, people who were going to be interested in it have maintained their interest, but people that tried it maybe once or twice during the year that decided maybe it wasn't for them. So what really has happened, I think, is that Smash 4 has really found its player base in the competitive scene, and that's kind of, and now that player base is going to continue to grow and support events.
Yeah, and that
just at a slower rate. Than they
Yeah,
have.
and it doesn't even mean that the scene or just Smash 4 in general doesn't have room to grow. It's always going to have room to grow, but as of now, we're just seeing it level out, and we're seeing like a core player base, competitive player base, kind of emerge, like you were saying. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this game gets optimized. Now the
Yeah.
player base is so
be
this
wild.
game. Okay, for those who don't play this game, boy, there is so much room for every single player playing this game to improve their game, to optimize, and to just level up. Even the best players aren't utilizing their characters to the fullest.
oh yeah,
That's
this
what
game
I'm
is still a
saying.
baby.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
game is still a baby.
It's still a baby.
so-
It's like what now, 3 years old?
It's about around 3 years old.
the game
3 years old.
came out in October of 2014.
It came out in the summer in Japan, so Japan's been having it longer.
Not too much longer. This
too
game
much
came
In
out
proportion to how
on
long it's
3DS
been, yeah.
in October of 2014 in the United States of America.
Yeah.
I bought it on release day along with my 3DS, which got the Smash 3DS.
Same.
So
I didn't buy the 3DS. I just got the Wii U.
yeah, but that game it is now 2018. Roughly 3 3 years. About
a little over 3 years.
Little under 3 years. Or
No, a little over because we're in.
no,
we're in
because
January.
the Wii U version came out not January, but
December.
Came in December.
did it come in December?
Yeah, like either like super late December or
No, so here's what happened.
January.
The US got it early since Japan got the 3DS early. So we got, I think it was like
It might have been
like
even
like
November.
3 weeks earlier than Japan
for the Wii U.
for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Because I guess
It's over 3 years for
So-
sure.
It's been
A
about
little.
3 years.
It's been around.
This game is a baby. Melee's
game is a
had
baby.
like 20 years.
True.
So, and they're still finding new stuff out.
And most like
their
in
game.
between each game, like the interval between one Smash game and another, is about like 6 to 8. Yeah, 7-ish. Yeah, is a sweet spot. So we are not even halfway.
Yeah, we've still got many, many years ahead of us. And as a result of that, many, many new players are showing up. Mm-hmm. So this year saw the rise, in my opinion, of 3 major players.
Almost like a second wave.
Yeah, second
of
wave
talent.
of good players.
Yeah.
Obviously, leading the charge, MK Leo
My boy.
blew up.
Ugh.
A lot of the good Bayonettas really got started in 2017 as well. Salem really.
Zach for a little bit, still doing great, but his peak was like that beginning spark. Actually, around this time last year, Genesis 4. He ended up getting 4th, I think.
Let's talk about the huge jump that Salem got, like from the second half of 2017. The second half of 2017 was
was
probably
wild.
Salem's best year. He won Evo, then
Yeah.
after that won DreamHack. So he was like
Yeah.
on like a
On
roller
a
coaster,
tear,
just
man.
Absolute
just
spree.
like just going nothing but going up, nothing but going up. Like so,
We all
I
know.
think Salem is right now the best Bayo.
We all know there were a bunch of Bayo
That's
mains.
pretty hard to argue against.
Yeah.
He's like pretty much the most consistent Bayo that beats Zero.
He's one of the most consistent players
In general. He's got that veteran
Besides
status as well
Zero.
from Brawl.
Yeah,
He's going to be second on this PGR. Like
for sure.
I don't see any other way. I think Leo's going to be 3rd, and obviously Zero has kept his title.
Yeah.
It's
As
number
of
one,
recording
so-
this, we've gotten up to top 31 in the PGR.
Yeah.
Before, so
Yeah, so we don't
any
know.
predictions
Yeah,
that we make
good
here,
point.
that's where we're at. We don't know anyone.
Should we make predictions?
We can make predictions.
We made predictions. That'd be
Yeah,
dope.
why
but
not?
but let's really focus on the year in 2017 review, and we can kind of end with that.
Alright.
So I want to say the 3 big players, obviously MK Leo. So what do you guys think the 3rd big player is? Because there's definitely like
The third
good
one
list
on the
of-
rise?
Yeah, on the rise.
biggest one on
from
the rise?
2017 to 2018. Amount of improvement.
So basically, thinking from Genesis 4 till now.
yeah,
I say Wadi is on the rise.
Would he be?
right now.
He's definitely one of those
Wadi
players.
is absolutely on the rise.
I don't know. Is he that next best one?
I mean, he was able to beat Zero.
Yeah, he did beat Zero, and he
And-
made it to the 2GGC and held his own, barely not making it past the pool.
Well, who did he beat? He beat Void.
He beat Void in
Yeah,
that tournament,
so
and he beats
he's-
Tweak as well.
He's beating like some top 10 level players. So I think he has the potential to be like one of the best in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with his playstyle. His playstyle is very explosive, very like
Yeah.
in your face, kind of like make you do something that can be seen as safe, but like he puts himself in situations where like he can punish it really well
Yeah.
as like a Mewtwo player, which is really interesting. And he's pretty nutty when he wants to like try and kill you. Like he'll go for like
He'll go for some crazy things,
nutty
man.
options.
He's got that explosive edge guard game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I would say he's the best Mewtwo in the world right now. I don't know. It's kind of debatable, but
It's a
debatable.
good old tie between him and Algodango, in my
yeah,
opinion.
Algodango's been sporting the Bayo a lot.
He has. And I want to talk about that the rise of Bayo as well in 2017.
Yeah.
Bayonetta went from being a character where obviously it was broken, patched, and then we got videos from a lot of pro players saying, like, the witch is dead, or
Yeah.
Bayonetta's mid-tier now.
That dive kick
Oh,
does
man, wow.
jack.
And that dive kick actually does
Does
nothing.
nothing.
But then Salem just kind of came out of nowhere. Captain
Salem
Captain
and
Zack
his rise of fledglings.
Yeah,
Fledgling Bayos like Mistake and
Captain Zack,
Captain
Lima.
Zack, Lima, even a little bit more under the radar Child. He's doing well in his scene.
as well as the rise of like mid-level like regional Bayos really kind of dominating in a lot of different regional events.
Very yeah.
Not necessarily PGR, not necessarily like S or even like C tier events, but like doing well.
Yeah.
In the Pacific Northwest region, especially, we've got
Yeah.
the rise of Bayonetas. We've got Silent Rain here.
Yeah.
We've got Pokepen in Washington, and
then now we have Enology.
Enology, who's actually coming out as a threat.
He's improving like crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he's getting crazy.
His punish game has always been decent, and Bayo's good at that naturally, but his neutral game is improving quite a bit now, and that's becoming scary.
So you guys think that the Bayonetta is the future Smash Brothers?
Definitely a part of it.
I think she's here to stay.
Yeah.
But there's still like a lot of characters that are really good at this game, so it's not like Bayonetta is the one character that everyone needs to play to win.
She's not going to become like what Meta Knight was in Brawl.
Yeah.
She's not going to dominate like that.
She
will
will pretty
become
dominant,
a huge part of it.
but like she's not as dominant as like the other like S tier characters from like the other Smash games.
Yeah, it'll be more evened out. I still think Smash 4 is one of the most
It's
even
really
though
because
DLC.
of like how Bale's neutral is. Yes, it's very iffy. It's not like the best, but she still has the best punch game, so she has the clutch factor. But people with bad neutrals can't really be carried by Bale if put into like a mid-level to like a high-level standards.
Yeah.
So I feel like Bale, yes, she'll be dominant, but not as dominant as like the other characters, like I said.
Yeah. This guy still, even with DLC, even with all of the crazy additions to this game, I still think Smash 4 is one of the most balanced Smash games.
It's not a perfect game. It's not a perfect game.
It's not perfect, but
No
it's one
game's
of the most
perfect.
balanced. It's one of the most balanced easily. Like
The most balanced
a lot of characters, even with the addition of DLC, are viable.
I consider, the difference between like a high tier and a low tier in like Smash 4 is a lot smaller than the difference than a high tier and a low tier in
Like Melee
or
Oh my
Brawl
God,
or
Brawl,
even
yeah.
64. Like the difference is absolutely huge in all of those games, especially Melee. Melee is ridiculous. Like
you got like 5 viable characters.
honestly, there's like Pichu and like and
Game
like
and
Kirby,
Watch.
Game and Watch,
Kirby
and
was like the worst. Yeah.
so all those characters are just utter complete trash. There's no way you can possibly use them.
Game
and
and
win.
Watch's full
Bowser?
shield would still get shield poked.
Bowser's really bad too. Bowser has like at least one redeemable move, and that's his uppy.
I thought you were gonna say his run looks like a lawnmower.
He looks like a little tank. Yeah. No, Melee, but like the difference now, like Ganondorf, right? In this game, a lot of people consider Ganondorf to be like one of the worst 5 characters.
Yeah.
Right? Zelda as well, Jigglypuff. All these characters are obviously bad,
Yeah.
right? But they're not that bad, right?
They're not
have
unredeemable. Irredeemable.
things.
Yeah.
Like Kirby doesn't have anything in Melee. Kirby has like SD kills where you
Yeah.
have to kill yourself and you kill the opponent if
And
they
even
don't
still-
jump out of your throw.
Yeah, and if they mash out or jump
Or
out
if
of it,
they-
you still keep going down.
Yeah, you still keep on that. So Kirby's pretty much completely like nothing. But Ganondorf has ridiculous stuff. He's got flame choke tech chases. His up air is the best move in the game. His forward smash just 25%.
Down B can auto cancel, edge cancel. Not
And
auto cancel. I said edge cancel.
Zelda
into
has
up air.
some very silly combos that you can do. Down throw to up air is a true combo that kills on a
Does
lot of
kill.
the cast. So all these characters are considered horrible in this game compared to a lot of the other characters.
It's really like how like it's really more of the mechanics and how the game works and what the game favors. Like characters like Bayonetta who like can combo really well and can edge guard certain characters, and then Rage is like another big factor. Like Jigglypuff, one of the reasons why she's bad is not because her toolkit's like very limited, but also because Rage destroys her because she's one of the
true.
lightest characters in the game, and because of that, she will die to like really early stuff, or even stuff that kills her at 0, like the up B, reverse up B of Roy. That kills Jigglypuff at 0.
That's gross.
So like, there's a bunch of janky stuff that happens to Jigglypuff, and a game like Smash 4 where there's a lot of jank, the character that gets janked the most is seen as like a bad character because if you can't, there's no way to deal with it, which Jigglypuff doesn't know how to deal with it. She gets wrecked by the pure mechanics of the game.
It's true. I think what kind of saves, though, like kind of going on this point of what saves a lot of these characters, despite them being kind of just straight up terrible, is the fact that Smash 4, the way it's designed, it allows a lot of room for neutral to be played out. Whereas, let's say in Melee, you lose neutral a couple times, your stock's gone, like just because of just the sheer combo game and the amount of hits done. But there's a lot more footsies from Smash 4, and that gives these players, and if certain players can master the movement of these bad characters. For example, let's take the best Zelda in the world, Ven. His movement with Zelda is very good. It's crisp, it's the foxtrotting and all that stuff, the perfect pivoting. It allows him to open himself up even when he doesn't have the greatest options, and it gives him more options than he might have otherwise not have had, So there's more of a chance with the way the game's designed with Smash 4 for lower tiers to thrive.
So part of the defining factors of Smash 4 in 2017 was the amount of growth that it got from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. What are you guys' thoughts on maybe like just how the game grew and maybe what its future is?
I think it's going to continue to grow, albeit it may not be as fast as what it was this year. This year was crazy.
Yeah, this year was absolutely insane.
I think we have to thank a lot of organizations and groups that helped push this, like 2GG, for example. I think they led this, They created a series of their sagas, which kind of allowed for continuity between Smash tournaments. When we saw a saga tournament, whatever it was called, we knew that there was more to it than just that tournament. It's like it's like a stepping stone. Like it's a part of a bigger thing. It's part of the story.
That's an important thing.
Yeah, the story is what really got introduced to Smash 4, whether it be rivals between players, friendships, all that kind of thing. Like, and the rise of certain players, like we're talking about now, that just makes things juicier and it makes things more interesting and more intriguing. And so even if people weren't interested in playing the game, if they liked Smash in general and they like stories, it was easy for them to pick their favorite. Just kind of like when we watch a sport, watch basketball, soccer. We may not play soccer anymore, or basketball, or football, whatever sport you might want to think of, but we still enjoy watching the teams that are involved, and we choose our favorites and we follow them. And that allowed for a more intriguing take on the game. And 2GG really killed it with that. And I think that's what helped. That's at least one of the factors that helped just boost the growth of Smash 4 in terms of at least its audience. And I just think it's going to grow from here. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what M2's saying about like the stories that help give like an identity to Smash. Like when we think of like basketball, we think of like LeBron James, we think of Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry. Like we think like there's people, it's people that we can connect with and relate to, that like makes it really fun to watch. And I feel like right now Smash Brothers is going through that step right now where like it's getting players that people like to watch, and therefore it's fun to watch. Like I remember back then, like the first few years of Smash Brothers, there was like the top players like Zero, Nairo, and Ally that were like fun to watch, but then everyone else was like very, very iffy. No one knew who like Mr. Concom was like back then. No one knew who like Leo was back then. Like no one knew any of these players. But as time went on, and as they started being top level players, people got interested in who they are because they're being top level players, and therefore what happened is that we started getting a storyline. Like we started seeing like MK Leo, the player who came from Mexico and got a chance to prove himself, like how good he was. And the one time he did, like went to a tournament, he beat the best player in the world and took his first tournament. Therefore create like a storyline that people can, enjoy. Yeah. And I think that's how Smash Bros is going to grow, is the storyline that is being told, because that's what gets people hooked. Yes, it's also the game itself, because people like Mario, Luigi, and Bayonetta, like they all like watching them characters, like favorite characters. But it's really the players that are making the scene like grow and be what it is today.
For other players and spectators.
So Smash Brothers is professional wrestling.
There's a lot of similar components in terms of how it grows and how it functions in a sense. Yeah. Think of it like as Yeah, like I don't want to just say it's like wrestling. It's like a sport, you know. It's an esport, you know. It's becoming like an esport in terms of all of these components. I guess maybe wrestling would be the closest thing we could compare it to in terms of sports, just because that's like on an individual basis. You know what I mean? And I don't know if wrestling people get sponsored by certain things, but anyway, that I don't watch wrestling that much. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. So. But the professionalism is what's rising, and I think that's not gonna stop. I don't see 2GG and the esports, the ESA stopping anytime soon.
ESL maybe. What is it?
ESA, I think. Esports Arena. There we go. Yeah.
Esports Arena. Right.
I don't see them stopping anytime soon. They have plans for 2018.
I thought for some reason I was like, did I miss the ESL like Smash tournament? Was that a thing?
No.
I was like, what?
Speaking of like esports arena, there is that saga that's coming up that's supposed to be the sequel to Civil War that we haven't heard anything about.
Is it called Infinity War? I heard that name. Is that what it's called?
It's going to be Infinity War, but we haven't heard anything from it, and it's 2018.
It might drop it.
And I think it's going to drop this year. I think maybe it's going to be like around like April. May.
You think it's not going to be early? Oh.
No. They would have hyped this thing up a little bit. Unless...
You're right.
I mean, how long did Civil War was hyped for? How long was Civil War
many months.
Many months.
So like
almost a year.
Especially if it's like
people knew it was
like a sequel, especially if it's like a sequel to Civil War, because I feel like that's what it is. Because they showed a trailer of it after the Civil War tournament ended. They showed a trailer, and so people got an impression that it's going to be like a sequel to Civil War, like how good it was. So I'm hoping that we get information on that soon, because I'm really excited about that, because I missed Civil War. I missed it, and I actually could have gone to it, and that was like a missed opportunity. And
that sucks.
And I know some Oregon players went to
2018 is the year.
Yeah. I know some Oregon players went to it, and it was like a blast.
That was
So
Brayson and Fed, I know.
Yeah. So
all right, let's scale this down a little bit. What is 2017 in the Pacific Northwest
been like?
Yeah.
Lots of
change. Yeah, I was gonna say change. I think is the biggest. It's the most concise way of putting it.
I feel like it's been more the rise of like the top tiers and high tier characters, because when we first started out the year, you know, we still had Vivith as like number 1, which is a Bowser, and we made Keikun as number 2, I think, which were like Bowser and Robin. I think.
I think there was a time Keikun was like 5th or 6th, man.
Was that at the beginning of
2017? I don't know.
No, he was already number 2.
Was he still 2?
At the beginning of 2017.
So he dipped into 6th and 5th and then came back.
Yeah.
Within this whole year. Okay.
Like remember, like I only started getting my rise like in March and April, I think. That was like when my rise started.
Were you like losing to Ninetales still?
I was still losing to Keikun and Braixen at the time. So I definitely think he was still number 2. We're looking at the what it was.
So for May of 2017,
Justice was number 2.
Justice was number 2. Braixen was number 3.
Oh wait, no, that's May. That's in May.
That's in May. Wait, no, we're at the start.
What's February?
This is the earliest. Oh wait.
It's February.
So.
Wait, no, that's 2016. 2017.
Just pick the February one.
February.
There's a February right there. Yeah.
February. Okay.
Keikun was 3rd.
Yeah, Keikun was 3rd.
Junior.
Man, I wasn't even on that.
Ninetales.
Look at all these clouds at the bottom. So this is not playing well for radio. So the PR went like this in February of 2017. Number 1, Vivith. Number 2, Braixen. Number 3, Keikun. Number 4, RCS Junior. Number 5,
my boy
Fed vs. Rafa. Number 6, Ninetales. Number 7, Ruff. Number 8, Crims. Number 9, G-Man, the Cosmic Destroyer. Number 10, Nikki.
I like how you put Cosmic Destroyer in there, even though it just says G-Man on there. I like how you.
We all know it is.
We all know.
I know, but
we all know.
And for those who don't,
you're just giving some love to G-Man. I like it.
G-Man the GOAT, bro.
The GOAT.
Right. Whereas this year, at the end of 2017, the PR was.
It was Silent Rain, our very own, the man who's talking with us right now. Number 2 would be Keikun.
This has not been updated at all.
3 would be Braixen. No, 3 is actually Vivith. Take that back. 4 is Braixen.
5 is Mace. 6 is Biggie.
Mace.
7 is Crims. 8 is Jared. 9 is Fed. And 10th is Eonology.
Yep. And so a lot of change between February of 2017 and January of 2018. So
like I said, I feel like it was the rise of the top tiers because as we look at February, we have Bowser, Diddy, more of Robin, Manite, Luigi,
I see.
Rosa, Samus, and then 3 Clouds.
I think. Okay. Well, I don't know because honestly, besides the Bowser and Robin, Keikun's still prevalent with Robin. So
yeah.
There isn't too much of a shift, but I just say honestly, it's a shift of players. You know, there are a few players that remain in their spots. Like, so for example, Braixen and Keikun stand out to me as really the only ones, and Vivif technically, but we'll talk about him a little bit later. But Braixen and Keikun stand out to me as the active players that are still around where they were before. Everyone else, Fed's dipped due to various reasons. Ruff is no longer there. Crims is no longer there due to various reasons. G-Man and Nikki, as well as Ninetales. Like, they're all...
I was just about to add to that. So, like, Ruff is not on there anymore because historically he loses to Mace. And historically loses to Mace, and so therefore it's like a top tier character.
But historically, when you say historically, do you mean within this year? Because that's all that's happened within this year. So it's like there was this shift that happened where a new, almost, I don't dare I say it, like just like how nationally there was a second wave of talent that emerged and not necessarily overtook the first wave, but mixed themselves in. I'd say something similar happened on a very micro level with Oregon. In terms of the certain players who rose, who were not even shown whatsoever. There was no trace of them prior to 2017, and then during 2017 they rose and just staked their claim. They just established themselves.
So no, I think I get what you're saying. So it's almost like you're saying that there was like a new group of people
who emerged,
like the new generation. Actually, that's what we called it back then. A little back. I know, like some commentators said, like there's a new generation, like, you know, uprising. I feel like
2017 is the year where the brawl players got cut up against, or the non-brawl players, the people that started playing Smash Brothers in Smash 4 caught up with the veteran brawl players that moved to Smash 4 when Smash 4 came out.
Experience only gets you so far.
Yeah, and the replacements here, we're looking at a bunch of players who played Brawl on the PR there back then, and then this year, many of those players are gone.
Yeah,
they either got replaced or they are lower on the list than they were before.
Yeah, only Braixen and Keikun and Vivif, but I say that with hesitance because Vivif I don't believe is active anymore. A lot of them either just decided to not play as much, and because of that, their performance was hurt, or they still played, and just the talent of the newer kids, the newer players, just was too much. And there was quite a huge wave, honestly, led by Silent Rain, who ended up taking number 1 by the end of the year, as well as Mace. Jared is King, Shulk, who came literally out of nowhere and started doing work to people in the state. Very good Shulk, actually. And as well as, who else? Biggie Mouth, Rob, praised by 8-Bit Man himself. Almost beat 8-Bit Man, made 8-Bit Man switch from Robin the Ditto to Diddy. That's how uncomfortable he felt going against against Biggie's Rob.
So, most Robs just don't like the Ditto, but I know Biggie loves the Rob.
Biggie loves the character, man. He is a Rob fanatic. If you ever are on his Twitter, I don't know what his Twitter name, probably at Biggie Mouth Super Smash Bros. Just type in Biggie Mouth if you're looking for him. The entire theme of that Twitter page is Rob is good. That is the entire theme, and followed by the secondary. Like, he mains Rob is good, and his secondary is Lilat is beautiful and perfect. That is actually what it is.
So let's take a little bit of a zoom out here. We were focusing on Oregon just now. Let's try and sum up maybe Pacific Northwest Smash in general. In 2017, we saw the rise of many players outside of Oregon as well. We saw many players do upsets. We also saw 2 great tournaments run by satellite smash in the form of Port Priority 1
Yes.
and Port Priority 2.
Let's go
Shoutouts to Jeremite
Really
and the
good.
rest of that team.
Serona and JC, let's go.
Those two tournaments did wonders for the Pacific Northwest scene, in my opinion. Extremely hyped for the next one. Team Solidarity is going to be doing everything it can to support these tournaments in the future as well.
Yep.
For sure. And I also like the fact that Jeremite and the crew were able to get a lot of good players from out of the region, which is beautiful. We got
That's something that we need. A lot of players in Pacific Northwest aren't really necessarily able to travel very easily. Pacific Northwest is kind of like region locked in a little bit of a couple of different ways.
sadly.
There's it's tough to get out of the area without flying because of where we are. There's a lot of mountains in the way and stuff. So and you can only go one direction, and that is south.
To Cali. We got Cali. Yeah.
Which that can be rough sometimes. The drive to Dennis is 5 rather. It's gonna be fun, but it's also gonna be a struggle.
We got this.
I'm just gonna watch all. I'm just gonna download all the movies on my phone and just like chill.
You're also gonna drive, but anyway.
I don't know.
Besides the point. Besides that,
though,
so in Washington, some notables. We had some players that were. It's kind of interesting because a lot of players grew. They didn't grow on the same level, if that makes sense. We have players like, Pokepen who rose. I remember talking to him actually in Port Priority 1. He wasn't PR'd at the time. Just for context, at Port Priority 1, Pokepen was considered maybe like top 15, 11th, maybe somewhere around there. Like he was in discussion for potential PR in the future, like as he was playing. And then I remember leaving Washington and I was like, cool, man, I'll just keep that guy's name in mind. And then all of a sudden I'm coming back and I hear that this man is not only on the PR, but he's 4th and he's beating literally everyone except Konga, Kakajin, and Shinko? Something like that?
Yeah.
Or Koss rather. Kakajin kind of is taking a hiatus. But that was literally, and I was like, what? And then even then he was kind of rivaling them. And so I was very surprised by that. And so we have Pokepen rising. We have other players rising as well, such as Pandarian, that very good Meta Knight, taking a game off. He took a set recently off of Kakajin, actually. I don't know if anyone knew about that. It was crazy. And he also took a set off of Nam. He sent Nam into losers at Orbitar the day before Port Priority 2. He beat him. I was really surprised. And so you can't leave him out of the discussion. There are other Washington players that have risen too, but not on that level, kind of at a bigger level, actually. We have Konga, a DK main that actually, if you guys are tuning in from out of the region, you may know his name by now. He's actually super good. He's projected to be in top 30 of the PGR. He has done.
We'll see. I'm really.
He will be.
People are saying that he's top.
I feel like there's absolutely no.
There's no way he's not.
If he wasn't mentioned in Area 51, there's no
way. If he's not mentioned in Area 51, he wasn't mentioned in these last two PGR things. And right now, okay, by the way, like we were saying before, we have not seen the top 30 of the PGR yet. We've only seen the first 2 videos. And so
it's interesting that Konga might be the best player in the Pacific Northwest.
He's gonna be. He is. He's gonna be.
It's weird to think about that.
Yeah. It's because he's shown up enough.
But he really has. He really has shown up.
He's taken games off of Tweak, off of Void, off of not Ally. Did he beat Ally?
No, he didn't beat Ally.
No, he beat Leo. That was the third big one. Very huge wins, and it's with DK. And I understand DK has that like that Smash 4 factor of the ding dong, but still, like that's not.
He's also getting new things.
Said than done.
DK is getting new tech.
And he's getting new tech. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that with the Beefy Smash too. That's wild. It's wild. And the slap cancel or whatever it is. Let's not talk about that.
That's like the grossest looking thing ever.
And Konga's going to be showcasing that. He's practicing. That boy's practicing that. So he's risen like crazy, and he's gone to not just P&W tournaments. He's gone to like Texas tournaments, and he's done well.
He's gone to. Of course, the 2GG events.
Mm-hmm. The 2GG events, he's done well. He's become almost a household name. He's on par to be the best DK, if not already the best DK in the world. I don't think like there
is Hikaru better? I don't think so.
Hikaru, no. Civil War, him and Hikaru fought, and Hikaru switched to
Bayonetta and won.
He didn't like it. He didn't like playing against. Not to say that means everything in the world, but it means something. It has to mean something. I would honestly put Konga as the better DK. I put Hikaru as an amazing DK. Obviously,
he's
that
very
dude's
amazing.
wild.
Hikaru didn't make it
Hilarious
further.
player, dude.
In that tournament, he made it further, but that's just
Well, yeah, he
one
made it
sample.
further because he made it. And apparently Konga was talking about if he had gotten. Don't quote me on this, but if he had beaten Hikaru, he was like in position to go even farther.
Right.
With how the bracket was run.
Especially like
Hikaru certainly did.
got super far in that tournament.
Yeah, and so
If
Konga
Konga
saw that
beat
too,
him,
and he
that
was
would have
like,
been Konga's run, and
that
who
could've
knows what he could have done there.
exactly. And
Like-
so
Like who did he? Oh yeah, Hikaru lost to was it the Buzz or what was the other Rosa from Japan?
Kirihara.
He lost to Kirihara.
But and so
That's fair.
that's fair.
yeah, that's fair. So with that said, it's like this man is not going away anytime soon. He's establishing himself already. He's already been established in the PNW, and he's establishing himself in the nation and in the world. And so there's Konga. Who else has risen in Washington?
the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah. Is there anyone else from Washington before we move on to like BC?
Washington was overall, I feel like, probably the most stagnant in terms of PR swapping, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, Kakic made a brief appearance and then kind of left again.
There were a few changes that were noticed down here in Oregon, but I don't think it was like the kind of full swap that Oregon got.
Yeah.
And then in BC, now that region I'm a lot less familiar with.
I know
Let's talk-
Zach.
let's
I know
talk-
Zach has like.
Whoa. Let's talk about Locust.
Okay,
Oh, we gotta
There's
talk about
Locust.
here we go. So the trend of players on the rise this year.
We're talking about 2017.
Talking
We're talking about 2017.
all of it.
All of it.
So that was the year of Locust, as well as him kind of dipping a little bit. But we have to talk about
He
that
definitely got
rise.
his big spike.
Beginning
of 2017.
So it actually started December of 2016.
Yeah.
But like the rest of it, like the chunk of it is definitely in 2017 with Zero Saga in December 2016. He was able to beat like 3 or 4. He beat Seagull Joe, which is impressive.
Got him.
To win.
And then he beat QB, which is a little bit more impressive. I was
Got
like,
him.
okay. And then he beat, I don't know the exact order. He beat Mr. R, I think. That was that
Got
same
him.
order.
Yeah, he beat Mr.
That was
R.
the big one. That was
That was
crazy.
a really big one. That was when us in the Pacific Northwest freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching that live actually.
I remember that was
all
just
like
smashing-
huddled, we're all like huddled up
we're at
in a
Dome
little
Park.
area, just like everyone's just like, what's going on? Oh, it's Locust versus Mr. R. And I remember MVD watching that.
We were
with
at
us.
that. Remember, we were at Beak Performance.
No,
Right?
that wasn't. No. That's
What-
different.
what
I wasn't with you. I was at Dome Park.
That was Dome Park.
We watched Greninja Saga at Big Performance.
That's
or
right,
something
that was
like
Greninja
That's when
Saga.
Void lost. I got mad. Anyway, I'm a Void fan. But anyway.
Locust.
And so Locust, we watched that live in the gym, their area there at University of Washington, and that was wild. He took Mr. R out, and then he played Tweak, and that was a lot closer. Granted, Cloud. And he was able to narrowly beat Tweak. And he actually made Tweak switch to Bowser Jr., if you guys remember that set. That was really weird. And I don't think anyone had seen such dominant play from a Ryu. Ryu was kind of already rising to begin with, but no one had at that point
There was
dominated with
absolutely-
Ryu as much as Locust had.
Wait. Wasn't there Trella at the time?
Oh, there was Trella. There was Trella. But Trella had... Okay.
There was
so-
a lot of skepticism about Ryu from a lot of players about his ability to perform in tournament.
Yeah,
a lot of
at top
players-
level.
At a top level, yeah, because a lot of players considered it, his recovery is pretty bad. It's not like
It's not
It's
bad.
exploitable.
it's
very
exploitable. He's slow.
Yeah.
A lot of his hitboxes aren't that bonkers. He has a couple really ridiculous ones, but a
Yeah.
lot of them aren't that good. And his smash attacks in general are pretty bad. His up smash and down smash just literally don't kill.
Yeah.
His tilts actually kill earlier than those two smash attacks. So
They
LOL.
lead in the kill moves, right?
LOL.
his smash attacks,
No, his tilts lead in the kill moves.
up tilt, strong up tilt kills earlier
I forgot about strong.
than
Then
down
ups-
smash and up smash.
It's funny.
That's
That's
crazy,
actually just funny.
actually.
But
It's
anyway,
really silly.
And so Locust beat all 4 of these players in a row, played Zero, kind of got destroyed, but it's Zero. And after that, he blew up. He became very famous, and he put BC on the map. So that was wild. And then he continued to do well. And at his peak, the PGR version 3, he was 22nd, I think.
Yep.
22nd or 23rd.
He was up
somewhere
there.
like that. He was up
He was
there.
like in the 20s.
Yeah, he was close. He was close to
High
top
20s.
20, and so that was just appearing out of nowhere. So he was new at that spot because he had so many good wins.
Congratulations on Locust for getting a sponsor at the end of this year.
Yes, Circa
Finally
Esports.
Finally sponsored.
Let's go. I'm happy for him, man. Let's go, Mason.
Future looking bright. Let's go.
So there was that, and he just continued to rise. But then later on in the year, he kind of stagnated. He had a lot of good wins, though. He beat at Civil War. He got top 8 at that. I believe he got 7th. He lost to Mars
Very
for
strong
7th.
showing. Civil War was stacked.
It was stacked, dude. He beat Ally. He beat Nairo.
Beating Nairo was crazy.
That's crazy.
I was
Nairo
going
was pretty
insane.
crazy.
That was crazy.
It's crazy.
Swallowing
Man.
out.
So, I mean, Locust is good, and I think he was the gem, the top, player who did their best
In the Pacific
and for the
Northwest,
PNW,
absolutely.
yeah, for sure. And so there was Locust, and then who else? Like there's Captain L. Captain L made some noise nationally.
He's really getting there. He did beat. He has a lot of rep now for playing very, very well against Bayonetta.
Yes,
That's his big,
This is a big one.
this is a big thing.
famous moment.
Almost beat Salem twice.
Almost. Very close.
Yeah, you see that GTX.
Although
play?
he lost to Pokepen 3-0 at Port 2.
Hey man, you can't beat them all.
You can't beat them all.
Or maybe you can, but I don't know.
Next
Anyway,
time. Come
next
back.
time. Yeah.
Let's go in.
Hey, I don't know. Pokepin. Let's go. But yeah. So there's Landon. Big D also made some noise, not as loud. Big D, very interesting Mario. From BC.
It's an interesting playstyle.
He has a very interesting playstyle. Number 1 in BC.
It's kind of lax, almost.
It's lax, but then it's not. Like he lulls
It
you.
feel like his movement seems kind of lazy.
Yeah.
But then you die, and you're like,
But then
whoa.
you die. Yeah. He lulls you. He straight up lulls you.
Yeah.
Chase it. So Silent Rain's more of like a high tempo Mario, whereas a Big D's more lulling people to their doom. And so he did well at Genesis 4. Actually, almost a year ago, he beat Tyrant. He might have beaten someone else important. He placed decently, for over, I don't know how many people were there, close to 1,000. So
Pacific Northwest, basically, on the rise. As well as, we got, 13th region in the world.
12th.
12th. So that's
12th
pretty good.
best region. I was
That's
like,
pretty good.
let's go.
We take those. Now,
take those.
granted, so Japan was broken up into several regions there,
Yeah, and they probably like it that way.
and Japan likes it that way,
Yeah, so we
For
respect
sure.
that. Yeah,
and I like it that way too because we outplaced most of them.
let's go.
We just didn't outplace like Tokyo and Kanto, I think,
Of course, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like Kanto?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, there's no
because like Kanto's got like Suba and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's like the big.
Yeah,
Super stacked, man. Anyway, yeah, it's very interesting. I was surprised to see us that high, and I'm happy.
so let's
Put
talk a
things in
little bit about
perspective.
the drama that ensnared the Pacific Northwest multiple times this year.
Oh, with the tournament stuff. Oh, with the timing of tournaments and 2GG and
So
whatnot.
quick recap.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Quick recap. Port Priority 2 is a tournament run by Satellite Smash. We announced, Satellite Smash announced their tournament's date many months in advance, and but I think it was like a month and a half. It's like 4 weeks before.
It wasn't long, yeah. There wasn't much time.
2GG was
2GG.
contracted essentially by iBuyPower to run a Super Smash Brothers tournament for their tournament that they were holding in California
Esports
with
tournament.
a pot bonus of $10,000, which is a crazy thing to say. Nah, there's another tournament happening in the Pacific Northwest, so we're not going to do that for 2GG. Obviously,
Yeah.
they took it. The drama here came when there are 3 other tournaments happening in or around the same date
Yeah.
of that $10,000 pot bonus tournament in California, which of course prompted many players that were already confirmed for Port Priority 2 and those other tournaments. I think there was one in Spain, right?
Yeah.
And there was one in like Florida.
Forgot about this. Yeah, it was Spain's was Technicals 3 or something like that.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah, and then there was one in Florida, and then there was another random one.
Yeah. So but anyway, multiple tournaments complained to 2GG. And it kind of caused a little bit of a shitstorm, and 2GG responded by holding a Twitter poll vote to see who would
That fixed
receive
everything.
presumably
Who
a
would
2GG
send a
player.
They would send a 2GG
They would send a 2GG player to
Yeah.
one of the tournaments based on the vote outcome.
Yep.
So
The voting started.
the voting started, and one day later, the Pacific Northwest won in votes by a healthy margin.
And the way it happened though,
It grew like
it was a spirit bomb. Like
We had multiple spirit bombs occur in a short period of time, and it prompted
a lot of
people in the Pacific Northwest and out of it to be like, okay, well, that was suspicious.
Yeah.
Maybe there's bots or some form of faux cheating.
and that got super personal. with
So that
these
got
Twitter
really,
Yeah.
really
threads.
personal.
it got nasty.
It got really
I
gross.
I didn't really get into that much, but I did know that was happening, and
There were some flame wars that happened.
Yeah, I tried to remedy the situation as best as possible.
Really, a lot of community leaders did step out and try and settle things, but in the end, 2G was forced, in my opinion, they were forced to say that the vote didn't count, and a week before prior to 2, they issued a statement that said each tournament would be receiving $100
And then do what you want with it.
to do whatever they want with it,
So
which is like too late for tournament organizers
Yeah.
to do anything with $100.
yeah, what prompted 2GG to like what didn't allow them to do really much of anything about it was the fact that after these accusations of bots, they sent a request to like Twitter to investigate the poll.
And then Twitter didn't do anything.
And then Twitter just never responded to them.
Twitter
So
never
2GG was just left with no options, and they're like, "Well, what do? We got to just do a quick remedy to the situation, even though it's not enough." And they
So,
do
so,
that,
so initial impression, wow, 2GG screwed us over again. That's
No,
great.
yeah,
And
I
so
mean-
the backstory on this is the Pacific Northwest has had 3 tournaments now that have been
yeah,
announced beforehand. 2GG or California in general releases a tournament statement weeks or a few
month-ish, yeah.
before that the Pacific Northwest tournament is due to happen, saying, hey, we're also doing a tournament on the same weekend with a bigger pot bonus, and it's also going to have more big players, which draws all the traffic away that would have come in from outside of the region
Yeah.
otherwise, and honestly screws over that tournament, which is not fun if you are trying to run a tournament in a lesser known region, trying to attract players to it.
Yeah, and we know 2GG isn't trying to be malicious, and they're not legitimately trying to screw over the PNW. But what did disappoint me, and it's being kind of fixed now, but what did disappoint me back then was the lack of communication from 2GG to other, organizations throughout the West Coast and throughout the nation. There has been a lack of communication between organizations that run Smash tournaments and that are trying to grow locally. And I think 2GG's had the biggest growth and the fastest growth out of any organization in the world, honestly. And so,
I don't want to say luck is all they have, but they are extremely
they're talented.
lucky,
Yeah.
as well as talented. Like, they run good tournaments.
Yeah.
They deserve all the success they have. I'm saying they're lucky because they have Esports Arena right there. They're in Southern California,
which is
already
region.
before
it's a good audience. Yeah, it's a good location. There's a huge population.
before they were even there, they had a good population reach.
Mm-hmm.
They had already strong players from like Brawl and stuff. Even
and that's natural.
and
like,
that's so of course that's where it popped up.
yeah, it's natural.
But when Pacific Northwest tournaments try and do a good job without the resources and the strength and the pull for the community that 2GG has, that they've built up over the years, and 2GG then takes that away intentionally or unintentionally, it's not a good look. And Pacific Northwest really has been struggling with that, especially because of their proximity to Southern California. Many of the members that would have otherwise gone to Pacific Northwest tournaments then end up going to 2GG
Because it's just
tournaments.
pretty easy to take a trip to
Yeah.
SoCal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the end of this, the ending statement for me is like, 2GG obviously is not a malicious entity that's trying to screw over the Pacific Northwest, but the Pacific Northwest is also lacking in the resources, players, and reach that 2GG has.
Yeah.
And so every time this happens, we are a victim rather than a bystander.
Yeah, no, it hurts a lot.
So the growth of Pacific Northwest is honestly been in spite of 2GG rather than helped by it, which is something that I hope will change in 2018.
Which is, yeah. At the same time, I mean, it's sparked conversation, which is what's always been needed, you know, and
it's also given us a really bad look. The rest of the like the worldwide Smash Brothers community saw what happened, and it was a bad PR situation for the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's definitely not irredeemable, or it's not like it just makes us not look good, but it's something that's very
moment, it was kind of bad.
It was bad at the moment.
I saw like a lot of tweets about like Pacific Northwest, and there was some of it was hurtful, some of it was like some of them didn't even know what they were talking about, and
hence Twitter.
It was like the lack of information that some people knew, and therefore had a bad look on the Pacific Northwest. And that's not what we want. What we want to like try and like get like an audience, like people involved in the Pacific Northwest. That's not what we want.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, at the same time, it has sparked conversation, and even like Serona and Gyromite, there is better communication between them and like BAM and whatnot. Like there's conversations happening now that are fruitful and helpful, and it's, I think, just going to lead to a beneficial 2018. So I think we're going to see less of that happening, like less of these problems happening over the course of this year. So yeah.
All right, now that we kind of got the elephant out of the way,
room.
Elephant in the room and out of it, or
let us now look to the future.
Wah.
All the way into let's Back to the Future again, and look forward to the beginning of the new Summer of Smash that's coming up, as well as future PR, future tournaments, and future content.
Yeah. So what do we want to talk about first?
Yeah.
We want to talk about...
Well, let's go through the PGR version 4, which is currently coming out as we're recording this.
Yeah. It's in the process of it over the next month.
What are some basic predictions here? Well, obviously, we're not going to guess the whole 30 members left.
Do we want to just talk top 10?
Let's talk top 10.
Let's talk top 10.
Okay, top 10, 0. Boom. Easy.
Boom.
Easy.
Okay, I'm gonna get my full list right now.
Okay, top 10. Let's
just
go.
do it.
All right,
Were you thinking about this?
I'm revealing
Were you
it right
thinking
now.
about this instead of listening to us?
No. I've thought about it for a while.
He was thinking
and
about this.
I already know this.
He was thinking about his list before he
He wasn't even listening to the drama talk.
No.
We were just,
What did I say
actually-
5 seconds ago, Jason?
Talking about drama. Elephant in the room.
Anyway,
On
go
the
ahead.
money.
so here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Chasen, Team Solidarity's very own Silent Rain.
Yep.
PGR top 10 prediction.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Please stop. Just kidding.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I think it's gonna be Abadongo at 10th. It's gonna be Larry Lur at 9th.
Okay.
It's gonna be Void at 8th.
That's cool.
And then
Moving up.
7th is gonna be Tweak.
Okay.
6 is gonna be where's it? Oh my gosh, I forgot what 6 was. But 5 is the Buzz, 4 is Nairo, 3 is MK Leo, 2 is Salem, and then 1 is Zero. I forgot.
Is 6 Ken?
Yes, that's Ken.
I had
That's
a
Ken.
feeling, man.
Ken's really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ken's
Ken.
definitely gonna be in there.
Yes.
Ken's top 10.
That's my prediction so far.
Oof.
I want
okay.
I want Ally to be in
That's
there, but
interesting,
he has
that's
not been playing well.
No.
He's
Okay,
not.
okay.
I don't think Ally's top 10. If Void was top 11 last PGR, there's
Yeah.
no way Ally is top 10 this
My
PGR.
boy,
I wish,
my boy
but-
Void made it to top 10 this
but
time.
like-
I think so.
Ally will come back.
So, number 1 for me, Zero, obviously. Number 2 is going to be Salem. Number 3 is going to be Leo. Number 4, I'm going to go with Nairo. Number 5, that's a good list, dude. Number 5, like, I was going to probably go with this, like, the Buzz. I might just spice it up and just, we'll like, keep this on archive and see who was right. 6,
With Ken and Tweak.
I'm going to put Tweak over Ken.
Okay.
I can see it. I can see it.
Tweak beat Ken, didn't he?
But
one of those-
Tweak
That's not the be all end all of like placement though.
True, that's true.
Tweak has ups and downs.
Tweak won his own saga though. Won a saga. Anyway, and so I put Tweak at 6. I'd put Ken at 7. Ooh. Yeah, I'd put Larry still under Void. I put Void at 8, Larry at 9. And 10, I don't know if Abadongo would be 10th, man. Like, I don't know. Abadongo hasn't done too hot. I'm just not that he's done terribly, but
who's better? Than him?
Who would be ahead of him? You'd say? I'd say. What about Mr. R? Is Mr. R not gonna? You don't think Mr. R is gonna make it? I'd honestly
A
like.
long pause.
Where was Mr. R last season?
He beat Zero. He's
beat
always
Zero.
he's gotten top
Where
8
was
a
he
lot.
placed though last?
Oh, he was like either top 10 or like he's like around this area.
was, like-
Literally around this
he was, like,
area.
top 10.
It was like either 10th or 11th or something like that. I think he made it to 10.
R better than Abadongo.
Placing wise, oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah.
We gotta think. Like we got like Salem in top 10, so someone's gonna get pushed. So there's people getting pushed out, and then we're saying
Yeah.
like Ken's in top 10, so someone's gonna get pushed out.
Yeah, so okay. The people who are going to get pushed out, obviously Zach's not in top 10. Zach was in there last time. Como was there. I don't think Como's going to get in there this time. So that's literally 2 spots off. So literally not much has changed. So I honestly think Mr. R is that 10th spot. And I think Abba is going to be top 15 somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. So that's my list. So let me just re-say it again. So Zero, Salem, Leo, Nairo, DeBuzz, Tweak, Ken, Void, Larry, Mr. R.
When did the season end?
After the 2GCC thing, I think.
Wait.
After
I think I'm trying to think of a different number 10 spot for someone else. Wouldn't Mistake be considered?
For top 10?
No.
No, you don't think
No.
so?
He's like top 20, I think. He probably is going to be like he'll either be at the very like weakest, like around where Locust was, like 22, 23, or at his very best he's going to be like 6, 17, 18, kind of that area. He's not top 10. He'd have to show up more and do stuff.
I think so, yeah.
And I'd say Lima would be a little bit behind Mistake, not too far.
Not too far.
So
Lima does have some good wins.
yeah.
So yeah. And then Artie, is your prediction going to be the same as ours?
Yeah, practically. I don't follow the scene as closely as I think you do.
Unless you.
I think, honestly, I want it to be 0 Leo Salem, but I think it's probably going to be 0 Salem Leo.
People were discussing about Salem potentially taking the first spot if he had beaten Zero, if he had done better at the GGC championship. Yeah,
It's pretty close.
He was in position. A lot of people are saying, I don't know, people can just say whatever they want to, right? But a lot of people, even Anti was saying this, that Salem was in position to potentially bump Zero off of his first spot for the first time ever. So
that would have been.
that would have been wild, man. But
Man,
he
we
lost him. So.
will see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's already happened.
No, it
No,
didn't
you don't think
happen.
so?
No. Like it was after those 2 wins, especially Minnesota Mayhem 10 and the Evo one beforehand, it put Salem in a position to do it, but he wasn't quite there. But then Zero said, nah.
All right.
Nah, B.
Who is going to win Genesis 5?
Oh.
Okay, let's do it like who do we want to have win Genesis 5 and who do we think will win Genesis 5?
Okay, who do you want to win Genesis
Void.
5? Void.
Void.
I guess I'll go.
You want Void to win too?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go Void.
go.
I really like Void, dude. I think
Void's my
Void's
favorite.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say my boy Ally, but I know Void does deserve.
I mean, deserving is subjective, but I agree.
He does deserve
Objectively.
one. I mean, look. I mean, is he the only top 10 player that hasn't won?
He hasn't. He's
won.
not technically top 10 right now, but I see what you're saying. Like,
Isn't he the only one that hasn't won like his own like a saga or anything?
that's not true.
Void and Mr. R both have not.
Mr. R, rest his soul, man. What the heck is Sheiks, bro? Life of a Sheik.
I mean, ever since Zero stopped playing Sheik, Sheik hasn't won a major.
Oh man.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I'm looking
That's
at.
not even the
I
same
mean,
Sheik.
my list.
It's basically a different
My
category.
list. When I said Abadonga's like 10th, like almost everyone has won like at least one region, at least like one big tournament.
Zero's obviously won a bunch. Salem's won a bunch. Leo's won a bunch. Nairo's won not as much, but he's won a bunch. DeBuzz has won a bunch. Who do we have a 6? Tweak has won at least one. 7, Ken.
Larry's won a couple things, right?
Larry, not this recent. Yeah, he's won stuff over the course of his career. Yeah, if we're talking about that, 8 was Void. Mr. R has struggled. He's won a bunch of European things. He won like Beast 7.
And if I said Abba, like Abba's won one.
Abba's won like Pound. I know he won Pound.
Yeah, he won Pound.
So, yeah, Void's actually One of the only ones, yeah.
He's really got to get up there, man. He's got to get on the board. He lives in a region where it's hard to win stuff.
Man, the closest he ever got to that was DreamHack Atlanta, dude. That hurt. That entire thing hurt to watch, man. He was killing it, bro. He beat your boy Ally. Ally was like blind though, but
Ally was not playing well.
He had recently gotten eye surgery, and he had like these protective like sunglasses, so he looked like a blind person, and he was just like
he looked like a future Ally, dude.
Yeah, shaking his hand without looking at him, you know what I mean? That kind of blind. Anyway, so he played him. He beat him, and then he beat someone else, and he beat Sam Sora. It was a good win because Sam Sora had beaten Zero that tournament.
That was a close set. It was like very last hit. Like, and the thing is, I think like both of them were going for fair or something. Something that was going to kill each other. And then the fair
Peaches
Peach
wins.
No, it missed.
Oh, it missed?
Whipped. Oh. And it barely. And it was when like.
No, he went for a bouncing fish, man.
Void
went bouncing fish, yeah. And Peach blew up. I actually watched that set recently.
Okay,
yeah, and if he had messed that up, gone. Just straight.
Gone. That fair was like kill.
Done.
That fair was like kill.
Buttery smooth finish. So I honestly think, and so he beat Sam Sora, and then he beat someone else. He beat Larry. And so he got himself into Grands and was ahead 2-0 against Salem, and then literally was one up air drag down to down smash away and barely missed.
No.
And then he barely died. And then he got reverse 3-0'd set 1. And then he get 3-0'd set 2.
He got 3-1'd.
He got 3-1 set 2. And the way he died was he died around 40 something, dude. The way he died, he got hit with like that one hit of Bayonetta's Wish Twist that sent you up, and so you were just done.
And I remember when Salem won that tournament, a lot of drama happened on Twitter, like, you know, so people saying like about Bale, like Bale's too busted, good, stupid, and busted. And then Void actually came out and said like he was like mad at like,
he's like, you guys need to shut up, like I just lost fair and square type of thing, and I'm trying to grow.
It's not Bayo, it's just me.
Like Salem played well.
Yeah, Salem's just really good.
It's not Bayonetta, guys. It's me.
It's me, and it's Bayonetta in the sense that Salem played well. You know, like
right.
And Salem has amazing adaptation skills. It's actually just wild.
Salem's pretty good at this game, guys.
So we all want Void to win.
Oh yeah, dude. Void's been my favorite player.
Void is our boy here.
Day zero. Yeah, Void's been my boy.
And so who do you think is gonna win? Who do you
all right, who's gonna win? I think it's looking good in my opinion for Leo.
Yeah, Leo's always so good.
Leo is so good, guys. Like obviously,
he's my second favorite player too, so I wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
Like honestly, at this point, we're getting close to having the gods kind of thing that Melee has, where
it's happening.
Leo, Salem, and Zero.
Zero's established.
Zero is
Leo, Salem, and Zero are like a triangle of beating each other all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So any of those three.
Zero's the only god right now.
I'd honestly agree with Jason as of now, but literally, unless something.
That's such a thing that's not even in this game right now.
I know, but unless
that's something
was early. Look, we're projecting though. So Zero, honestly, is the only one I think who has established himself as that. Just he is the earliest god, and he's just got it right.
He's got it.
So, and then Leo or Salem and Leo are, I consider, like, there's a bunch of demigods, if that makes sense.
Right.
But I think they're literally just on track almost inevitably, unless something happens, they quit, or just, I don't see them not, you know what I mean, becoming, like, unless they have, like, health problems or something, like, they're going to become,
they're
going to join Zero in that S tier, like, S plus tier rank. And then Nairo's always been up there. I don't know, he's just, Zero's, I don't know, dude. Like, he's just sometimes falters a little bit, and so he's literally right after that, and then...
Who?
Nairo.
Yeah.
I consider him demi, and then like literally from like Nairo to like Nairo would be like the strongest demigod, and then Void would be like one of the weaker.
Wait, no, you're forgetting Ally, dude.
I'm not looking like, I'm saying like among that group, like I'd say Void is, I don't know.
It's only very recent that Ally started like doing
dropping value.
Yeah. But
so
like,
I'm saying like
in the beginning,
so
he
like,
was like
I'm saying
consistent.
all the way till So like I guess when I said that I wasn't including Ally, but I meant to. So like from Nairo to Buzz, Ally, Void, Larry, Mr. R, all like, and there's many too, like many more at this point who are joining them. They are just rising, and I don't think all of them are going to become like that same level as Zero and Leo and Salem at this point. I don't think that's going to happen for all of them.
That's too many people.
Yeah, I think some of them are. I can definitely see some of them rising and becoming as consistent and as dangerous as this game gets more optimized. So, be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
One other person, real quick, I don't know, just to quickly mention, we forgot to mention in terms of like National Rising, we mentioned Tweak. Two other people we didn't mention, and I'm sure we're missing other people.
Elegant.
But the three, okay, shoot. There's Elegant. SoCal did really well, came out of the 2GC qualifier to get like
man.
fifth or something, which is wild because he had to play.
He nearly won GTX as well.
He played, the GTX thing almost. He was sick. He almost, if he had gotten that back air to connect right,
He got
that was
that
it.
sour spot back here.
That sour spot back air, and so that, and then I'm pretty sure he played the most sets at the 2GC thing. I think he legitimately played the most sets easily,
Probably, yeah.
because he had to go through the entire.
He played a lot of
He
sets.
He had to go through the entire 2GC qualifier. He won that, and then he got out of his pool, beating Fatality and literally everyone but Zero. He beat Larry, I'm pretty sure, yeah, and he got out of that. And it was able to do work. He knocked out a couple people before getting like fifth, which is wild. Out of 32 people,
absolutely crazy.
32 plus because of the qualifier. And then you have Cosmos. People forget about Cosmos. That man, he beat Void at Big House and got top 8. And Big House is pretty stacked.
And
so,
he beat Zero too.
Yeah, he beat Zero. Yeah, forget Void. I'm sorry, Void, my boy, but like he beat Zero.
He just popped off on Void for some reason, but not Zero. That was funny.
That was to get to top 8 because that was the top 8 qualifier. And so
that was funny.
He got into that, and he ended up getting third or fourth or something like that. He did really well. And then you have toward the tail end of 2017, or kind of starting. When was Shine? Was Shine in the summer?
When was I think it was to the end.
Like toward the late of the summer. So yeah, toward the tail end of 2017, you have this crazy fox named Light, who just from Connecticut.
Who dis?
Yeah, he's well known regionally and state-wise in the New England area. He's number
He's
one
kind
in
of like on
Connecticut.
the same kind of rise as like Conga almost.
Wait, no, is he number one?
He's number one in Connecticut and number 2 in New England. So New England, they do like a state PR.
Oh.
So in Connecticut, he's number 1. Barna, like doesn't know. And then number 2, he is. And in New England, he's number 2, just behind Mars.
Yeah,
that's it. And so that he has one of the most unique foxes. He's beaten Void, and then when he went to Smash 4 Boot Camp, it doesn't count much at all. It doesn't count.
I don't think
it doesn't count at all for PGR. But it just shows you what the guy can do. He beat Tweak. He destroyed Tweak.
He did some real.
He obliterated Mr. R. He obliterated, and it was all reaction based too, which is scary. It just shows you what the guy can do when he's like on point. And he beats Cosmos, all three of those guys, and so that's very impressive for some guy who most people don't know about. And so
like I said, he's kind of got like a similar rise in this season as Conga, where he just kind of appeared on the PR.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh, also Charlie the King. Let's go.
Charlie the King, not as huge of a thing, but he's still rising. That Arm Saga performance was amazing. He 2-0'd Abadango. Didn't 2-0. He 3-1. I believe he 3-1. Yeah, beautiful. The technical fox, very technical fox. 3-1 Kameme. And I think he took a set off of Ken, and then I think he had to play Ken later, and Ken destroyed him. So
that's how it goes.
It's just Ken's good. So he's good. And then lastly, I want to talk about kind of a really interesting player throughout this year that's had his ups and downs, and his reestablishing, kind of changing his identity as a player, and I think that's Nakat, Naruto, aka Tyrell, or other names. And so this man, formerly sponsored by CLG Counter Logic Gaming, was recently dropped due to him supposedly not meeting their standards for performance.
CLG does tend to try and get like top
players, which nothing against CLG for that. It's all business, you know.
Okay,
but the way they executed
they fucked up his dismissal.
The way they executed it was kind of ridiculous.
Their wording was like, "Yeah, this guy's too bad for us," which is like really horrible and rude.
It's
and
not
really
you.
When you let somebody go like that, when you let go a sponsored player, you're supposed to let them go in a way that allows them to be then ready to be picked up by another organization.
Yeah, but that seems to hurt his red.
But the way that they let him go, the way they worded it, the way that it happened, it made it sound like he wasn't performing up to their standards.
Yeah,
and he just was
which
bad.
is definitely not true.
And I feel like it absolutely hurt his reputation again with other organizations.
Keitaro was talking about how he's already in contact with other sponsors.
Well, and of course he is, because as we were saying,
he's Naruto, aka
good.
Tyrell. Anyway, so
dude, my guy ran across the stage doing a Naruto run.
Oh, CEO Dreamland
for me.
Yeah, he did that.
I retweeted that fucking tweet. I was like, I want to see it, and then I missed it.
Yo, the
I
CEO
missed it. I
Dreamland.
went to the bathroom.
He got so hype about doubles with he had to play Nairo and Zero, and they took a set. I believe they beat them in winners finals, and so then when they went to grands or something like that, you see this man like running because you could see the way the camera's angled. You can see like kind of down the stage line, and so you see this man with his Naruto headband, and it had like CLG's something on it or whatever. He's just like running.
He's doing,
and then you see Void like kind of chuckling
his...
to himself, walking behind him slowly, and it was funny.
Well, and so the precursor to this was he put out a tweet like 1,000 retweets and all Naruto run up to the stage.
Oh, and you contributed,
and I contributed to that. That was
go.
He did it for me.
Let's go. 1,000 retweets.
He got like actually like 15,000. It was crazy. He got like
wild,
so many.
Dude. And so this meant like, despite that was definitely his low light, and that's obvious. But even before that, this man was killing it, man. He's one of the quiet ones. He was one of the sleepers who was just killing it. He went to Evo. And we all went to that, and that was a great experience for us. And we got to witness. He beat Captain Zach, who had gotten fourth at Genesis 4.
And Captain Zach was hot.
He was hot then. So it's
Evo
like
2017. That was his tournament, honestly, to win.
Yeah, he was one of the favorites, and so he beat Captain Zach.
That was an upset.
He beat Locust, who was also like on fire. Yeah, and then he beat Abadongo, which I would consider, well, Captain
That's
Zach,
also an upset.
That's a huge upset. Yeah, it wasn't the biggest one. Captain Zach would be. And so he ended up getting 13th out of over 1,500 people.
It was amazing.
Which is crazy. And he was probably projected to get maybe as high as maybe 33rd or something like that, like
or 47th.
Yeah, stuff like that. And so this man was able to push, and he barely.
With 3 upsets, he would have gotten like 80 something, 86th, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and those are big wins. And so
he got 13th.
Yeah, and then also False literally just showed up and then left. He got 90 beat like Leo. What? The DK? Anyway, that's just wild. Anyway, and so besides the point,
2017 was crazy.
That was crazy. And so Nakat's been killing it, and I've always enjoyed reading his Twitlongers. He always talks about mentality and how he's his struggles, his triumphs, all that stuff, and how he works on himself. A lot of introspection from him. Really appreciate the guy. Huge inspiration for me. And so he's been going through some stuff, but he's been killing it, man. And even despite the CLG drop, you know your boy's going to get sponsored, so he's going to get that sponsor. He's going to be okay, I think. He ended up getting 33rd in this PGR, and that's, despite all of this, that is his highest placing in the PGR.
That's actually true.
So, it's not by like a crazy amount, but it's his highest placing. So that's interesting to see, despite all that. And he's been gone. He was gone for 2 months. He was in Mexico. So for 2 months of this season, he was gone, still showed up and killed it enough to get his highest placing yet. So he's not going anywhere.
No, I don't think so.
Unless he's going to Mexico. But
unless he's going to Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess those Bills Bays, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Mamacita. Anyway, so yeah, it's honestly, I don't know who else, like, there was Sue.
All right, so Sue actually dropped in PGR ranking by like 20 spots.
Was he prevalent before Frostbite? Did people know? But Frostbite happened in February, right, of 2017?
Yep. Now listen, I love Sue.
That's right. Never mind.
I love Sue. Okay? He's great. He's like the most adorable furry on Twitter that there is. But
that Twitter is fire, bro.
Wild.
That Twitter's fire.
Bro. Oh yeah. Okay. So if you're listening to this and you haven't like witnessed Sue's Twitter,
follow Sue, man.
Follow Sue right immediately.
Now.
It is
right now.
Glorious.
So funny. I'll get the Twitter handle, but while we're talking, but
there's a lot of Made in Abyss.
It's so funny.
There's a lot of Made in Abyss.
I was actually telling Sulky that I need to start watching that.
I haven't watched or read Made in Abyss. I just know that it's there because Sue puts a whole bunch of fucking reposts of art from that show.
So be prepared if you don't speak Japanese to hit that translate button on all his tweets.
But it makes it so much better.
It was worth it though, and so his
favorite tweet he's ever done is, I think, like, what was it? It was like,
I forgot. I mentioned
Ken Good cry.
I was so
or
done,
something
dude.
like that.
And so his Twitter handle is at TKMTBS.
Yeah, TKMTBS.
That's just the letters. Yeah, so I'll type that in.
It's one of those Japanese Twitter handles.
Yeah, I had to pull it up because I knew I didn't know that by heart. It wasn't just his name or anything.
Yeah. Anyway, so Sue, obviously Frostbite 2017 took a set off 0 in grand finals or in winners finals, only to get reverse. He lost in grand finals twice.
He only got to get reset and
unfortunately, if he had won that tournament, it would have been insane. But as it is, it was still one of the
Side.
best sets of all time.
It was the best Smash 4 set. It is to this day.
It is, in my opinion.
Top five, for sure.
A lot of people are like, so maybe there are other sets that like they like more. Like a lot of like, so for instance, like I'm a Lucario fan, so I'm obviously not biased. But like a lot of like Zero Suit fans might think that Naro taking the MLG set against Zero was one of the greatest sets of all time. You know, it's subjective,
Top 5.
obviously.
Top 5 for sure.
Five.
That'd be wild for anyone else to say otherwise.
Which is honestly, it puts a little bit of stress on Frostbite 2018 to be pretty good. I hope they do the same thing with the crowd. I hope the crowd gets rowdy as it did.
Oh man, it was.
Where's Frostbite held? Where is it?
Michigan. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty rowdy crowd.
They like
I'm
They get
probably gonna be going to Frostbite.
Let's
likely.
go.
I'll probably be watching,
Same.
but I'm not going. I do not have the monies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here,
All right.
and we'll be right back. We have returned.
Hello.
Yeet. Indeed. So in that break, we realized that it's actually the 5th, not the 7th, and I'm an idiot. That's good. So welcome to the first Team Solidarity podcast, recording on the 5th
Exposed.
of January, not the 7th. My B. Whoops. After this break, we're going to be talking about the future of specifically Team Solidarity and the media content, our plans for the future, as well as the stuff that we're coming out with in the near future.
Before we talk about that, for the people who don't know who the heck we are, Cannon, do you mind explaining a little bit or giving a brief rundown about who we are as Team Solidarity?
Yeah, absolutely. So Team Solidarity is originally based in Portland, Oregon, now encompassing much of the Pacific Northwest. A team of players that play Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U at a competitive level and are looking to grow the community, our skills in the game, and the Pacific Northwest's influence on the greater Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U scene. We're doing this through player improvement. We're doing this through community growth. We're also doing this through media creation. In addition to this podcast, we also have a series of videos on YouTube known as Solid Shorts, as well as streaming multiple tournaments, as well as we stream the Smash Nest series, as well as PDX Smash Dojo and Master Core, all streamed by Team Solidarity.
Yes.
In addition to this, we have players ranging from British Columbia all the way down to Bend, Oregon, encompassing the entire reach of the Pacific Northwest, and we're hoping that more players in the Pacific Northwest and related close regions will reach out to us in hopes of achieving membership through our website at teamsolidarity.info. That's one word, teamsolidarity.info. You'll see there a link to all of our media content, as well as all of our players and our social media outlets.
Yeah, that's what we're about. Yep. So, and there is much more to come.
Absolutely.
So lots
we
more
are
to come.
just getting
Things that we
started.
just haven't announced yet.
Yeah.
So this podcast is the first of its kind. I announced that this podcast was going to be happening in the video Solid Shorts 7.
7?
Yes.
7. Yeah.
Now, Solid Shorts 7 was me walking around my neighborhood talking about upcoming Team Solidarity info.
The guy who looks like Steve Aoki.
Yeah, that's
the
me.
American Steve Aoki. No lie.
I am the administrator of Team Solidarity, and therefore I am in charge of most of the operations here. But in the future, we'll be creating even more Solid Shorts, one per week in 2018 is my goal. Kind of like a New Year's resolution that I made in that Solid Shorts number 6.
That's good.
We are also going to be doing this podcast as a weekly event. Probably going to be recording on Fridays, I think, in the future.
Sweet.
And going to be putting out that podcast on the Saturday then. And then, but that's not the guaranteed 100% plan until we figure this out more. As well, other than that, we are currently working on getting sponsorship funds for other media content and other events.
Future endeavors, yeah.
Yeah. As including, but not limited to, sponsoring players, running tournaments, getting new equipment for streaming / recording, creating media, and maybe getting a gaming house at the very end.
At the very end. Gotta go big.
In addition to the podcast, Solid Shorts, and our streams, I'm working on a how to get better at Smash Brothers kind of style of video that will be featuring Moretu, M2 here, as well as a guest every week in the endeavor to get good at Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. We're going to start off with some rather basic topics, but you guys can think about a show in the style of Excellent Adventures or another similar like improvement-based show with kind of a like television cutting quality where it's live, similar to a podcast, but it's video-based.
Yep.
So all that and more coming in the near future. But beyond that, we're looking ahead for Team Solidarity's future and the tournament scene in and outside of the region.
I'm super excited to see this. We have some really good players coming from Oregon as well as Washington and BC. I'm going to just start with Oregon. Since
that's a good place to start, and that's where we are.
That's where we started, and that's where we are, and this is where this is taking place.
Origins.
So the origins of Oregon. Ooh, bars. All right, so Silent Rain. Let's talk about Silent Rain. Obviously started off this last year, not PR, number 1 right now. Has been doing work. Doesn't seem to be leaving that spot anytime soon, and has done work already in other areas. In California, has gone a couple MSMs, gotten top 16 if I'm not mistaken, top 12 sometimes, once at least, something like that.
Yeah.
At one point, I think you got 12th. You got 9th once.
So close.
Close, man. And so he's already leaving his mark. People from SoCal know him a little bit. Some people know him already, and so
yeah, like I went to the Fire and Dice tournament, and I actually took some good names. I took out Pluto, the Falcon, and then I actually took out Dynamo.
Let's go. Yeah, Dynamo's really good. He's rising too in SoCal. So that's
at that time that was crazy for me. That's why I knew like I had a chance. Then I lost to S2H, the Man Knight, really good, and then I lost to a Peach player that
Raza?
not Raza. It was like some other Peach meme that was part of the area, but was really good. I didn't really understand the matchup that well, so I kind of lost.
It's a weird matchup.
It's a really weird matchup, and if I won, I would have faced Rich Brown again. Which, by the way, I faced Rich Brown probably around like twice already, and every time I've gone 2-1 against him. The first time it was pretty even, but then when Game 3 happened, it was pretty dominant on his side, so I understood what I needed to work on. But then when I came and faced him at Nairo Saga, that was the one time where I really felt dominant and I should have won. But like a game like Smash, if you SD at 0, it's kind of hard to come back in those situations. So it was unfortunate, and he even said like that sucks. And so, but at the same tournament, I did get a chance to face Ally, which I wanted to see where I stood between like a top level player, and that was really fun to play, and I learned a lot from it. And whatever I take from going to these tournaments is more of experience and just learning more about the game, because obviously these top players know something I don't, and I'm pretty good, but I know I could be better. So I'm gonna start going to more tournaments, like I said, and improve better so I can rep Pacific Northwest and be in the top levels like Conga, Kakajin, Big D, Captain L, and be with them.
And it's good. I appreciate how you're coming in with a humble perspective, understanding that you've improved a lot and that you're very good.
But there's still room.
But there's still a lot of room for improvement, exactly.
Yeah, so speaking of going to more tournaments this year, that actually is one of our main concerns for Team Solidarity and its members. In the coming months, we're going to be going to not only Emerald City 6, which is a regional tournament in Seattle, right?
Yes.
But also, we're going to be going to Oakland for Genesis 5, and we're going to be going to Frostbite 2018 in the form of Jason. Silent Rain.
Yeah, I'll be going for sure.
Well, that is a Pacific Northwest / Team Solidarity representative.
Exactly.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
In addition to this, it's my goal to go to at least two GG events this year myself.
I'll add that to my.
I also told MJ like, you can come to my come to 2GG events with me, because I have like
Jason's
family.
Jason's got
family.
Like the setup.
The convenience.
He's got the
is at an
he's got the
all-time high.
hookup.
So like any like Saga tournaments that are going on, I can make too. I can make those tournaments, but it's really the big ones that I really want to go to.
Like those giant S tier ones, like Evo,
ones,
Genesis,
like
even
after,
like Smash
after
Con,
Evo,
too.
after I went to Evo, it's like
Big house.
I'm going.
Super majors are now a thing that we need to really
push
I
I mean,
forward.
I went to a lot of Sagas and they were a lot of fun. Learned a lot, but I think I can learn better. If I went to
Vegas was
big
crazy,
ones.
dude.
Vegas was awesome.
That was
Vegas
that
was
was an
fun.
experience.
We didn't do anything crazy, just FYI.
We actually didn't do like
We
anything
actually-
in general. We sat in our hotel room a lot.
Yeah, it was like 107 degrees. It was
Like fuck that shit. We're from Portland, dude.
we're from
Like
Portland. And it was like that, like thick. Like it was super dry, but it felt like
I
there was
remember
a weight
like
on me.
I remember like
that
the
heat.
biggest like it hit me the most when it was like 11 or 12. It was like we just landed. It was like midnight almost.
Yeah,
and we
it-
walked
it-
outside.
It was like cake.
It was pitch black and it felt like we were in hell. I was like, is this actually what the underworld is?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see anything and I was on fire. So
Did I die?
am I dead?
Am I dead?
So
No,
and then
it
and then
was-
and then like it's weird because like there's so much like horribly like it's like abrupt temperature change every time you enter and exit a building.
Yeah.
Or even like a taxi cab. Like you enter a taxi cab and you're like, what the fuck?
It's super nice.
And it's
in
super
there,
nice and then you get out and you're dying.
and you're dying inside.
Can I get back in the taxi cab?
That trip between getting out of the taxi cab and getting into the hotel lobby was Mission Impossible 4. Dude.
Yeah,
it was,
seriously.
It was.
He had to like sprint.
It was. I could hear the theme music playing as I ran. Slow motion.
Or like the shock music. Dun, 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 dun.
No, the heat already
Heat
overtook
wave
me
is
though.
catching up to you.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it was
Sonic, like
Catch up to
Sonic.
me. I was drowning. Like at that point, like
So
instant drowning.
Anyway, what we're saying is we love Las Vegas and we'd love to go back there. again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hot.
It's just
We're
hot.
we're
It's just
not
hot.
used
Great experience. Smash-wise. Oh yeah, like Evo.
Evo, Bear, and the rest of that team kicked ass
Killed it,
running that
dude.
tournament.
They're so good, man.
Yeah, but like I
So-
said, I need to go to more big tournaments and represent better
Yeah.
and just get better. That's all I need to do is get better.
Team Solidarity's goal
I
is
honestly
to
think you've
start
got the
really
room for it,
sponsoring
man.
players by the middle of this year. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be
If
able to
not
catch some
sooner,
people.
hopefully. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. That's a good goal, though. Yeah. So.
Beyond that, the future of Team Solidarity, we're going to talk a little bit about our efforts now on trying to get a venue and funding for tournament series. We're looking for probably this has been a subject in the Team Solidarity Discord in Oregon in general for a while, but the loss of Smash Nest essentially, Kakao Gaming's Vivif hasn't been able to run a Smash Nest event, which has been the Oregon monthly regional series
It's been the go-to.
For a while now.
for
Over a
many
year.
years.
It's
For a couple years.
What are we on? We're on like 19.
For a couple
Yeah,
years,
around 19,
well,
yeah.
when we say a couple years, there was a time where it was around, and then it kind of took a hiatus, and then actually kind of when we all started, we didn't know you at the time, but you were also
Yeah,
playing
it
Smash.
kinda started back up.
It started back
And that
up.
was like a
Smash
year and a
Nest
half
5.
ago.
That was Smash Nest 5.
That was like a year and a half ago, right?
That was like, oh yeah.
That was a while.
2016.
So
yeah.
but the last one happened in October.
almost 2 years ago, honestly. But anyway,
The last one happened in October, which is it's been a couple months now.
it's been a few.
Yeah.
or four.
So we are now looking for a venue. Team Solidarity is for a monthly / regional event.
Yeah. Trying to pick that back up again.
In the absence of Smash Nest, and we have some potential venues. And we have some potential sponsors for money. So there's not much to say about it right now, other than we are looking for it. In addition to that, we've had other members of Team Solidarity in the Oregon community in general express interest in hosting or running their own weeklies. And so looks like the scene's about to get kind of a new
Little kickstart.
back
Yeah.
of the tournament life.
Yeah.
It's not
Yep.
just Dojo in Salem now, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Other than that, let's see. The improvement show is improving in terms of its production value. I've been doing a lot of planning. Recently restructured some of the furniture in the place where we film a lot of our stuff. So now there's more room and
for activities.
for activities.
Yeet.
And so now that that's out of the way, it's looking like we'll actually be able to start filming that in the next month or so, which is good. So you can expect a new series of videos about improving and technical improvement, mindset, just really focusing on the player side aspect of growth that we haven't really been able to touch on with our community and content creation side.
Yeah. It's all going up from here.
That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. We're kind of like on like this huge like hype train right now. Like we
Yeah.
can, like we have nowhere to go but up essentially, and we have all these opportunities right now to make something great in the Pacific Northwest, and we just gotta take it. We just gotta take it.
And
That's
we're
it.
in that process of taking it.
So if you're listening to this podcast and you have any kind of constructive or honestly criticism at all,
Yes.
please let us know. You can let us know at the official Team Solidarity Discord. You can let us know on the official Team Solidarity Twitter or
Yes.
my Twitter.
Our DMs are open.
Yeah, our DMs are all open. You can also email this podcast at teamsolidarity@gmail.com.
teamsolidaritygg
at gmail.com. That's teamsolidaritygg@gmail.com. Send in any questions, content criticism, or
We love to hear it.
anything like that. We would absolutely love to hear it. This podcast has been filmed on July 5th.
July, my boy.
July? Man, I'm just messing up the dates today.
January
Yeah.
5th.
It started with a J, man. Like,
It started with a J, like
You're
half
close
the other
enough,
months
dude.
in the
Close enough. Oh my
roasted.
gosh.
Oh, man, I just died.
I
I just got burned.
You're good, dude. You're good, man.
You get a C plus.
It's all good.
You get a C plus in my.
Hey, now the audience is gonna know for
This
sure.
podcast was recorded January 5th of 2018. M2's mouthing the letters to me.
I got
Really
you, fam.
helping out.
I got you, fam.
This has been the first Team Solidarity podcast featuring Silent Rain with the future, with the subject being the future and the past of Super Smash Brothers in 2017 and the future in 18.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you on the other side, and thanks for listening, and good luck in your next tournament.